Have you ever played that little "what would you do if you won the lottery" game? Everyone I know is broke and indulges in the fantasy from time to time. After all, you only have to give a few dollars in exchange for the chance to win millions. If your ticket is the lucky winner, then in an instant you might become wealthy beyond your wildest dreams. Most people who buy lottery tickets win nothing, and in many cases, they are actually the lucky ones. Today, we are going to examine a brief history of lotteries. Then, we're going to look at several stories of people who suddenly became rich, then lost it all. Is the lottery curse real? If you watch this whole episode, then you will know the truth. The history of the lottery. Whatever form it takes, a lottery is basically just organized gambling. Large numbers of people buy an opportunity to win. Then a random drawing of numbers determines the lucky winners. Most of those who participate lose their investment, but the chosen few can go from rags to riches in an instant. The first written evidence of lotteries comes from China. Keno sheets were found from the Han Dynasty era, which was between 205 and 187 BC. Keno is a game still played in casinos today. Players choose from a set of 60 numbers and then place their bets. A random drawing determines who wins the prize. In the United States and UK today, most people are familiar with the concept of lottery tickets. A person buys a lottery ticket and chooses the numbers to place on it. Later, there is a random drawing. The ticket with the matching numbers wins. The first time this form of lottery occurred was in northwestern Europe during the 15th century. Towns in this area would hold lotteries to raise funds for fortifications and other improvements. By the 17th century, the practice had spread all over Europe. The first official lottery in England took place under Queen Elizabeth I, but it wasn't the kind of lottery modern participants would recognize. Those who played the game bought their tickets in 1566 but didn't receive a prize until 1569. Also, every ticket holder received a prize that was equal in value to the ticket purchase. So what really happened is the lottery participants gave the government a 3-year loan with zero interest. It wasn't all bad, though. The ticket holders were granted immunity from one arrest as long as the offense wasn't piracy, murders, felonies, or treason. As settlers poured out of England and into the New World, financing the colonization efforts became difficult. So in 1612, King James granted the Virginia Company of London the right to raise money. The way they did this was by holding lotteries. Using the lottery system to pay for expenses became an early American tradition. It was used to raise funds during the French and Indian War. Benjamin Franklin even organized one during the Revolutionary War to help buy cannons for Philadelphia. And in 1758, Massachusetts held a lottery to raise funds for an expedition against Canada. By the 1860s, lotteries were illegal in most of the United States. Throughout the 1800s, various lottery scams were enacted, which is why the government began shutting them down. This began to change in the 20th century as more and more states decided to implement their own lottery systems. Today, only 5 states still prohibit lotteries. Lottery winners in the U.S. are usually given the option to receive the full prize in installments paid over years. Or a cash payout is available immediately if the person is willing to accept a percentage less than the full prize. However it is paid, the lottery winner must pay taxes on the winnings. In the United Kingdom, things are more centralized. There, they have a national lottery. The prizes are paid out at once and no taxes are required. Sometimes those who win the lottery have their lives utterly destroyed by it. Andrew Jackson Whitaker, Jr. Andrew Whitaker was from Putnam County, West Virginia. In late 2002, he was 55 years old and was doing quite well financially. He was president of a contracting firm and was already worth $17 million. Normally, he didn't play the lottery, but on Christmas Eve, the jackpot was worth over $100 million. Andrew stopped at a gas station that evening. He put fuel in his truck, bought a sandwich, then purchased $100 of lottery tickets. On Christmas Day, Andrew Whitaker won the lottery and became a multimillionaire. He had a choice of receiving $314 million paid out over several years, or he could receive $170 million in cash immediately. Andrew chose the cash option. By the time taxes were paid, he had $113 million left. The first thing Andrew did was donate 10% of his winnings to Christian charities. He bought a house and Jeep for the woman who sold him the ticket. Then he bought a Lamborghini and drove through the neighborhood throwing cash out of the windows. Less than a year after he won the lottery, Andrew was parked outside of a strip club. Thieves broke into his car and stole $545,000 in cash. Someone asked why he would carry that much cash in his car, and Andrew responded, "Because I can." This didn't stop Andrew Whitaker from visiting the strip club again. The manager and a dancer were planning to put drugs in Andrew's drink, then rob him. But they were caught before the plan could be executed. In September 2004, a young man was found dead in Andrew's home. The 18-year-old died from an overdose of opiates and cocaine. Supposedly, he was the boyfriend of Andrew's granddaughter. Her name was Brandy. Her body was found wrapped in plastic at a nearby house in December, but the cause of death was never determined. Andrew was broke by 2006, and in 2009, his daughter, who was the mother of Brandy, was also found dead. But that wasn't all. In December 2016, his house burned down. It was also uninsured. After a long illness, Andrew Jackson Whitaker Jr. finally passed on June 27, 2020. Lara and Roger Griffiths. The Griffiths were, by all accounts, a happy couple in 2005. They won the UK lottery that year and were given a jackpot worth £1.8 million. The pair bought an old barn and converted it into their dream home. They also didn't have problems with transportation. With the lottery winnings, they also purchased 2 very expensive sports utility vehicles. Several times a year, the couple and their children would vacation all over the world, but the happy times wouldn't last for long. In a 2013 interview, Lara said that winning the lottery ruined her life. She blames Roger for wasting all their winnings and ruining the family. Soon after winning the lottery, Roger Griffiths decided he could flip houses for profit. He bought properties but couldn't make a profit. The ventures ultimately lost money. Roger also wanted to become a rock star. He spent thousands of dollars on that failed dream as well. Then he bought a beauty salon, but when property values crashed, that investment nearly bankrupted the couple. Shortly thereafter, Lara accused Roger of cheating and they divorced. Evelyn Marie Adams. In 1985, Evelyn Adams was a 32-year-old clerk at a convenience store. She lived in Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey, and was definitely not a wealthy woman. Evelyn did love gambling. Normally, she spent $25 per week on lottery tickets. Starting in the 1980s, she increased that to $100 per week. Unlike most people who pour all their earnings into lotteries, her strategy was a success. Evelyn Adams didn't win the lottery just once. She overcame the odds and became a winner on 2 occasions just a few months apart. In October 1985, she won a jackpot of $3.9 million. Then in February 1986, she won again, earning $1.4 million. After winning, Evelyn was quite generous. She set up a college fund for her daughter. She also gave away a lot of money and provided interest-free loans to friends and family. Almost nobody repaid the loans. It took several years, but Evelyn Adams lost all her winnings. By 2012, she was almost completely broke. Several poor business investments wiped out much of her wealth, but the gambling addiction was the real problem. Most of her money went to the casinos in Atlantic City. David Lee Edwards. One of the good things about lotteries is that sometimes people who have made poor life choices have a chance to improve their position in society. Unfortunately, many of them continue making bad decisions. David was 46 years old in 2001, but his luck seemed to change when he became a lottery winner. Suddenly, David Lee Edwards went from a broke felon with few job prospects to being a millionaire. His winning lottery ticket made him $27 million richer. After winning, his statement to the press made everybody think David was going to get his act together finally. He said, "You know, a lot of people, they're out of work. They don't hardly have anything, and so I don't want to accept this money by saying I'm going to get mansions and I'm going to get cars. I would like to accept it with humility. I want this money to last, for me, for my future wife, for my daughter, and future generations." Unfortunately, David turned out to be a liar. One of the first things he did was take a Las Vegas vacation. While there, he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars. Then he bought a few houses, a $2 million jet, and over $1 million worth of expensive cars. He also had a very expensive cocaine habit. Within a year, over $12 million of his winnings were gone. Eventually, David and his girlfriend had to move into a storage unit. The pair were kept company by their own rotting feces, rotten food, crack pipes, and used syringes. Unsurprisingly, David died in 2013. He was completely broke. Is the curse real? The people we have examined today are all examples of something known as the lottery curse. In popular culture, it is generally assumed that most people who suddenly become wealthy do not experience happiness for very long. Stories in the media about lottery winners who have lost everything are nothing new. They have been appearing in newspapers all over the world since at least the 19th century. But are these people rare exceptions? Or is it possible that most of those who win the lottery see their lives spiral into death and despair? The National Endowment for Financial Education provided statistics a few years ago which many interpreted to mean that 70% of lottery winners went broke in just a few years. However, in 2018, the organization said that their data was not interpreted correctly. A New York researcher, Dr. Daniel Cesarini, was co-author of a study in Sweden. The research that was performed there found that most lottery winners do not go broke. If anything, the money made them happier and continued to provide for their well-being well into old age. Based on the research he has performed, Daniel says the following about lottery winners. What we see consistently is that they work a little bit less, but they spend the money quite intelligently. But that's not to say that nobody has wrestled with self-control problems and using the money in ways that are not conducive to their best interest. But I think that their behavior is a lot more governed than you might believe if you're reading popular accounts of what happens. It would appear that the lottery curse is more fiction than fact. The people who win millions then lose it all provide far more interesting stories than the boring winners who manage their wealth correctly. Do you believe the lottery curse is fiction, or do you still think it's very real? We think it would be great if you shared your opinion in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, then please hit the like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you do win the lottery and feel generous, then please be aware we have a Patreon page. And if you need a new t-shirt, we have some merchandise as well. All the links you need are in the video description below. Thank you for watching Bad Things in History.